Parasha meditation, Parashat Tzav. So another Parasha about the sacrifices, which are not so easy to relate to. Hi. So it says in chapter 3, verse 17, it shall be a perpetual statute throughout your generations in all your dwellings that you shall eat neither fat nor blood. So the fat and the blood can be understood metaphorically to relate to fat is our pleasure, our desires and pleasures, and blood is our will. It's our vitality, our strengths. So both of those we're not allowed to eat because we have to dedicate them to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to Hashem. Our conscious intellect and emotions are depending on the vital energy of these two powers. Our will and sense of pleasures are represented respectively in the fat and in the blood. When a person brought a sacrifice, the blood of the slaughtered animal was first sprinkled on the altar. This culminated the first process of offering up one's will to God. Afterwards, the Kohen would burn the choice fats on the altar. This would culminate the second process of offering off one's sense of pleasure to God. And so the following Parasha meditation is designed to help you to get in touch with your will and your desire for pleasure in order to be able to rectify them and give them over to Hashem. So make yourself comfortable and close your eyes. Take several long, deep breaths and get in touch with how your body is seated on the chair or cushion. Feel how your breath emanates from Hashem, who is consciously breathing through you. Visualize how your breath brings oxygen into your entire bloodstream. Envision breathing through your arteries and tune into how your conscious breathing invigorates your blood circulation. Allow the happenings of your day to pass through you. Visualize all the things you have accomplished and all those matters you didn't get to yet. Take a deep breath. Get in touch with your will. What would you like to do most if you had the opportunity? Imagine all the things you could do if you only could. What would you like to do? Now take all of these things, the manifestations of your will, and place them into an imaginary box. Wrap it with a beautiful wrapping paper and tie it with a ribbon. Envision placing this box in your palms facing upward, offering your will to Hashem. Imagine the box disappearing from your hands, now replaced by a different gift, which you presently hold in your hand. Before opening your hand, breathe deeply and get in touch with your true spiritual desires, buried deeply within. It could be your desire to pray, become more giving, understand truth, take on Jewish leadership, and so on. Perhaps you've been afraid to want these things, feeling ashamed or not worthy. Let any negative feelings of guilt and unworthiness evaporate away. Allow yourself to want what you truly desire deep within yourself. Now open your hand and behold Hashem's gift to you. Hashem is giving you a refined will. All the things you always wanted to want are in this present for you. Feel your appreciation of this gift Hashem has given you. Now take several relaxed breaths and allow your mind to wander to all the things you enjoy. Think about what gives you pleasure. It could be a gourmet meal, an intimate encounter with your beloved, a loving interaction with your child, or receiving a special honor or award. Take those things to give you pleasure and place them in a new imaginary box. Wrap it beautifully with a ribbon and offer it up in your open palms to Hashem. Again, your gift has been received by God and placed with His personal present to you, and replaced with His personal present to you. As you unwrap your divine gift, discover the spiritual pleasures that are true pleasures. These are the pleasures of connecting with God through performing of mitzvot. Unwrap each pleasure one by one and allow yourself to get in touch with the warmth, love, and joy of each of these spiritual each of these spiritual pleasures give you. Gently tap your hands and feet on the ground and table before opening your eyes to face a new, refined reality. So there are actually 3 points of the keta of the crown. There's the ratzon, the will, there's the ta'anuk, the pleasure, and there's the emunah, faithfulness. When a sheep is brought as a sacrifice, in addition to the blood and the choice fat, another part is given exclusively to Hashem, the rump, located near the tail of the sheep. This third part, the rump, is even fattier than the choice fats. Thus it represents even more pleasure than pleasure. The Hebrew word for rump, aliyah, begins with the letter aleph. The first letter of chelev, choice fat, is chet, while the first letter of dam, blood, is dalet. Together, these 3 letters spell out the word echad, one. The aspects of will, pleasure, and emunah, faithfulness, form our complete oneness with Hashem. Perhaps we can say that by means of refining and offering our will and sense of pleasure, we can reach the level of emunah in the one and only God, to whom all our desires and pleasures must be always directed. So that was Parasha Tzav. We'll see you again in next Parasha.